What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Back at it again, my friends, with another banger. So kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me. Saheed, welcome in, welcome in. Guys, of course, the WNBA draft lottery went down. The league sent their finest representatives their best good luck charms in an effort to land the coveted prize of the 2025 draft in Paige Bueckers. A lot of people felt like this could go LA's way. I feel for them, especially since they missed out on Caitlin Clark last year with the number 2 pick, and they're right back in the same situation where it's looking like they're not going to get Paige Bueckers. She will likely, more than likely, almost guaranteed at this point, be playing for the Dallas Wings with Wnba, with Satu Sabali, and this team, Natasha Howard, and the rest of the game. But the question is, first off, before we get into the mock drafts, I got the mock draft for y'all. We'll get into the picks and where everybody's predicted to go. But before we go there, I gotta ask y'all in the chat, man. Did the WNBA fumble the lottery? Did they fumble the bag not sending Paige Bueckers to LA? From a business standpoint, from a marketing standpoint, from a league standpoint, you have to make that move happen. You got to do whatever it takes to get Paige Bueckers to LA, to that major market, to that big-time fan base, pairing her with one of the young up-and-coming teams with young up-and-coming talent, Rickea Jackson, Cameron Brink. It was a match made in heaven. Did the WNBA fumble the bag? Paige Bueckers was built for LA. She was made for LA. We've seen what one player can do to transform an entire franchise. Look what Caitlin Clark just did for the Indiana Fever. Look what Angel Reese just did for the Chicago Sky. One player can catapult your team into another stratosphere. Just going off the numbers, man, the Sky and the Fever were the two top teams in sold merchandise this year, largely in part because of their two rookies. Angel Reese had a top 5 selling jersey. Caitlin Clark had the number 1 selling jersey. Paige Bueckers has that type of star power. And for a team like the Sparks that needed a face of their franchise, because Dallas already has that, the WNBA may have just fumbled a major marketing tool. I mean, even if you can't get her to LA, you get her to build that franchise out in the Bay, man, the Valkyries. Like, how did they fumble this bag? Yo, what's going on? What's going on? Hey, Saheed, welcome in. RC, what's good, folks? You know why bag was not fumbled. Here's why. You proved the integrity of your WNBA draft. It's not tainted or rigged. Paige to Sparks would have got rumors of rigging for non-Sparks fans. And that's definitely a possibility. But I just feel like the money, the marketing that they just messed up on. You got a new franchise starting that needs a flagship player in the Valkyries. You got LA, your biggest market in the entire WNBA, and they don't have a face of their franchise. Paige Bueckers could have been that for a major market. And I'm not saying she spent her whole time in Dallas. And this is no shot at the Dallas Wings by any means at all. This is no shots at them. She's a great fit for them. They're going to be a top 5 team next year. Her and Enrique in the backcourt. You still got J.C. Sheldon. You bring back Sabali. Like this, the Dallas Wings are ready to roll. All they needed was a point guard, a lead facilitator. So from a standpoint of just pure basketball, throwing all the politics out of the way, throwing all the financial gains out of the way, this is going to be a great fit for this group. We already know that much. Now, Paige Bueckers is absolutely the real deal, and it's looking like, ESPN has her as the number 1 overall draft pick in this draft. She has been for quite some time. She would have been a top pick in this year's draft coming in. But Dallas, this is no shot at Dallas. Dallas is a big market. It's one of the fastest growing cities in the United States. So this is no shade. This is no shade to Dallas at all, man. It's a great city. It's a great basketball city. They have an established fan base. They're going to have a championship contending team. So this is definitely no shade to Dallas, but I think the WNBA fumbled a little bit not having Paige in LA. But we see Paige Bueckers is expected to go number one. She's leading UConn right now. Definitely a potential national player of the year. She's going to be in the running. She's going to win a lot of awards. And she may end her last year in college with a national championship and a national player of the year award. But we're familiar with Paige's game, right? He's the most efficient guard, the most efficient player in women's college hoops right now. No wasted movements. She's cerebral. She attacks the game. She's an elite competitor. I think what stands out to me most is her perseverance, man. The fact that she has overcome two season-ending injuries. She's battled through struggle. She's battled through pain. She got her body back right. Last season, she showed crazy toughness, playing out of position for most of the year. They were so down bad depth-wise that they had Paige Bueckers playing the four when she's a point guard. So I definitely think Paige, the pro game is going to be catered to her. She's elite in the pick and roll, great decision maker. She's a big guard, has improved tremendously on defense, is out there blocking shots, elite playmaker. Like, she's going to open the floor up for Enrique. This is going to be a great fit. They're going to have one of the highest scoring offenses in the entire league. Paige is going to be an impact player for this group day one, and she's going to not have all the pressure of this franchise on her shoulders because they already have a franchise player. PB should have went to Golden State, man. I would not have been mad at that. Paige is going to blow up in Dallas because she like that. She definitely is like that. For the Valkyries, they better draft smart and correctly in the expansion draft and the WNBA draft. And they have the 5th pick, so we will definitely get to the Valkyries' potential pick. So let's bat around two scenarios then. Do you trade Enrique and recoup picks and make it Paige Bueckers' franchise? Swap picks with one of the lottery teams behind you like LA or Chicago. I mean, if I'm Dallas, I'm keeping that core together. I'm making sure Sabally stays. I'm getting Natasha Howard. I'm getting McCowan. I'm keeping my dogs together. And I'm going to compete for a championship next year with Paige Bueckers and Enrique and Jay-Z Sheldon. That front court has got some major size. Sabally, one of the most skilled players in the league. I'm rolling that lineup out. And I'm trying to take over the West, and I'm trying to take over the entire league with that lineup. I think they should just run with what they got, to be honest. They have a championship-level team with Paige Bueckers, a facilitator, a key to the ignition for this offense, and someone that can take pressure off of them. Now, I thought they were crazy for letting Odyssey Sims go. But obviously, it's going to pay off with them winning the Paige Bueckers sweepstakes. Yeah, I think you got to keep that core together, roll them out, and get them a chance to see what they can do playing for a championship. And I think you give them at least 2-3 seasons to really figure it out and move from there. But at some point, maybe this does become Paige's team. Maybe they do. Maybe it doesn't work. You know, nothing's guaranteed. It looks good on paper, but they still got to play the games. Now, they got Kiki Iriafen going to the Los Angeles Sparks. Now, man, the Sparks 2 years in a row miss out on number one pick. They missed out on Caitlin Clark last year. They miss out on Paige Bueckers this year, man. I just feel for the Sparks. I feel for that franchise, that once proud franchise that has won championships and is one of the pillars of the league typically, man. Like, we've seen Lisa Leslie, we've seen Candace Parker, we've seen some of the league's greats come through LA, man. And they currently don't have a face of their franchise. I think they have a lot of young talent, but they don't have a current face to the franchise. And we will get to Price as well, man. Sedona Price, 6'7" center out of TCU, is definitely going to be a special talent. Just put 31 and 16 on NC State yesterday. So definitely one to watch. But this Kiki Iriafen pick, I feel like, is not really a necessity. I don't think they need to draft another forward. At this point, I genuinely feel like she's just the second best player in the draft, and you're picking the best player available at this point. I genuinely think that's what's going to be going down. I think to be honest, I think they could look at a point guard, but the second pick is a little high to take Olivia Miles. Kiki definitely a super skilled player. Definitely just scratching the surface. She had a breakout junior year. She's just scratching the surface on what she could be as a player, in my opinion. So I definitely think that she would be another great addition to this young core next to Rickea Jackson, next to Cameron Brink. Like, her and Cameron Brink would be a really nasty front court. And you already got that chemistry there with them, playing at Stanford together. We saw from sophomore to junior year, Kiki Iriafen made a major jump, averaging 17 and 11 last season. Dominant on the glass, way more skilled than majority of the bigs on this team. Offensively advanced. I do think they still need a point guard, but maybe they're banking on Kia Nurse. What we got in the chat? What we got in the chat? Yes, Maddie Segrist and Paige Bueckers are the future if they want it to be. Facts. Facts, RC. And you've been a Segrist fan. You've been on the bandwagon all season, bro. So salute to you. She's not getting the minutes she deserves, but when she is getting those opportunities, she be out there hooping. She definitely be out there hooping. Miss Pinky, welcome in, welcome in. Long time no see. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. Guys, make sure to like, subscribe, comment. If this is your first time within the Live with Brandon Blakely podcast, join our memberships and follow us on social media at Brandon Lee TV. Appreciate y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Kiki Iriafen will be a big reason. Her and Juju Watkins are having a big start to the season. USC is definitely going to have something to say about that Final Four and that national championship game as well. They still need Talia Von Ohoffen to step up. But Kiki Iriafen is going to be in that running for National Player of the Year as well. She's super skilled. Passer out of the post, runs the floor well, has a go-to move, can play back to the basket, can hit the mid-range, can spread the floor. I think she's going to be a really good pro. This pick feels like it's more of a we're taking the best player available than actually filling a positional need, in my opinion. But she is the second best. Now this I feel like is a reach. Azzi Fudd to the Chicago Sky. I desperately think they need to take Olivia Miles with that third pick. And this is no shade to Azzi Fudd, but she has not played a game this season yet. We're not sure how she's going to come off that season in an injury last year, man. Like, I think it's a risk taking her at number 3. I understand she's an elite shooter. The Sky desperately need three-point shooting, so she would fill a void, but what is she going to look like coming out of the injury? We haven't seen her all season, and we might not see her till midway through the season. How is she going to come back and help UConn? And also, the big thing about Azzi Fudd, too, is just from recent interviews I've seen, it seems like she's not going pro anyways. It seems like Azzi Fudd is really hinting at returning to UConn. She's played less than 50 games in her time there, just battling through injury. So I think there's a better chance that she goes back into college and plays at UConn. I don't think she'll be there at number 3. I don't think she's going to enter this draft, to be honest with y'all. But the Chicago Sky, man, if they could get their hands on Olivia Miles at 3, the big knock on her has really been her three-point shooting ability, which has improved this season. She's an elite passer. She fits this defensive culture. Elite defender. Offensive initiator. Can run the pick and roll. Can run the fast break. I think the coach has talked about, their new coach has talked about building this roster around Angel Reese. And I think Olivia Miles putting a young skilled point guard with a young big that is continuing to develop her offensive game with Angel Reese, that pick and roll would be nasty. They need a guard to play next to Kennedy Carter who can score the basketball. She's a stat sheet stuffer. She's a great rebounder at her position. Walking triple-double. But she's also improved on the shooting. She can score from anywhere. She can get it off the dribble, catch and shoot. She can play off ball when needs be. But they need a primary ball handler, a primary playmaker. Olivia Miles, I think, is the no-brainer pick for the Chicago Sky. What do y'all think? So he says the Sky need Aneesah. Aneesah Morrow to the Sky. Is she going to go that high? In this mock draft, we will get to Aneesah Morrow. We definitely will. But they don't have her going that high. But I think Olivia Miles, yeah, honestly, welcome in, welcome in. I think Olivia Miles is the no-brainer pick for the Chicago Sky. I'm gonna be honest. Just her ball handling ability, her lead playmaking ability, the court vision. I mean, the Sparks need Olivia Miles more than they need Kiki Iriafen. If the Sparks take Kiki, it's gonna be strictly because she's the second best player in the draft. It's not gonna be based off of a need. It's not gonna be based off of positional need. You already know Maddie, my G. Yes, Maddie Buckets and Paige Buckets, the Bucket sisters. Respect, respect. Chloe will be eligible next year. When Iowa beats Kansas next game, they will be in the top 25. Yeah, they sleeping on Iowa. Lucy Olsen and Hannah Stokey getting it done. And Addison, is it O'Grady? Oh my goodness. Yo, nah, Iowa is the real deal, man. Watch out for them in the Big Ten. Yeah, the Sky need Olivia. You two do not put the jinx on us, man. Don't do that. As an Iowa fan, I don't have a pencil in winning. I just watch and hope we come out with a dub. No guarantee at this new era. Hey, anybody can lose on any given night. But yeah, I mean, the Mystics could use a point guard as well. But I genuinely think the Sparks got to go with Olivia. So a lot of talk has been made about the Golden State Valkyries and this new team. They have the fifth pick. A lot of unprotected players. They got to hit some home runs in the expansion draft, but they got to hit a home run in the WNBA rookie draft as well. And what I'm seeing is they're going to build this team around Lauren Betts, 6'7" center out of UCLA, started at Stanford, was the #1 player in the country a couple years ago. Super skilled, big body, has continued to work on her frame, get in better shape. She's durable. She's used to attracting double teams, and she's that skilled big that is going to require a double team. But she's skilled enough to pass it out of the post. She can find open shooters, and she's going to be a big in the middle. She can block shots. I think this would be a really good pick for the Valkyries if she's there. You could definitely surround her with shooters, surround her with a guard that can get her the basketball. She's going to command double teams. She's a big body. She's super skilled. She has the raw ability and talent to be one of the best bigs in the league. I honestly, I think Lauren Betts is going to be a really good pro. She will continue to have to work on the jump shot and extend her range. She can hit the mid range. She's great on the glass. She's big. She's physical. She's become more mobile throughout her college career. A great feet, great body control, soft hands, can finish. So I would love that pick for them as well. And Golden State, you gotta hit a home run. You need somebody that's gonna sell tickets to launch this new franchise. She's a California kid. She'll be known among the fan base. So I think that pick makes sense. A lot of y'all have been talking about Sedona Prince, and maybe she makes it to the Washington Mystics at 6. Now, Sedona Prince, man, 6'7", super skilled, can shoot the basketball, just a really good rebounder, blocks shots, moves well, high basketball IQ, understands the game, doesn't get sped up. She has been one of the most improved players in the country. She's been a breakout star so far. We saw what she just did to NC State. She genuinely, Prince could be the steal of the WNBA draft. I don't think many people were too familiar with her game, even as soon as the beginning of the season or last year. But she is taking the NCAA by storm, and depending on how many more of these top wins and how TCU does in the Big 12 tournament, hey man, Prince is definitely a name to watch. She's perfect for this new age WNBA game where you need your bigs to be able to shoot, pass, dribble a little bit, get up and down the floor, be mobile, and really just honestly be able to anchor the paint as well, like a jack of all trades. So I think she's gonna be a really good WNBA player. The Mystics, you expect to get Elena Delle Donne back. Maybe with this pick, they're not expecting her back next season. But you have her, you have Sykes, you have Shakira Austin, you have Aaliyah Edwards. So this front court, maybe they add another piece and continue stacking young talent. Maybe they're unsure about maybe there's some uncertainty about the future of Elena Delle Donne. Now, this is a big one. The Indiana Fever with Aneesah Morrow. The knock on Aneesah Morrow, though, she's undersized. Is she going to be a 3? Is she going to be able to guard a 4 in the WNBA? She's kind of she's got like that Charles Barkley thing going on, where she's an elite rebounder. She can score from anywhere on the floor. She's got the perimeter skills to play the 3, but is she quick enough to guard a small forward, a wing in the WNBA? Is she quick enough to guard a wing? Is her lateral quickness enough to keep up with other wings? She's not really big enough to play the 4, but she is an elite rebounder and post scorer. I think Stephanie White could really utilize Aneesah Morrow in some creative ways with this lineup. It's looking like they're not going to get Sabali to play that 4. Maybe they plug in Aneesah Morrow to replace Alyssa Smith and play her next to Aaliyah Boston with that group. When you talk about somebody, Aneesah Morrow can shoot the 3. But you gotta be able to shoot at a higher clip. She's under 30% for her career from 3. They're gonna give her those looks. She's shown a confidence to shoot them, but she's got to make them at a higher clip to be super versatile and, to be honest, to be playable in the WNBA. The defense isn't an issue. The rebounding isn't an issue. But she kind of doesn't really have a position, and the perimeter skills aren't quite adequate enough for her to play the 3. But I think the Fever could work on the handles, could work on the jump shot, and really utilize her at the 4, because she's going to play with energy. She's going to play with effort. She's going to have a nonstop motor. She's going to come in and bring her lunch pail and her hard hat every week. She's going to be a valuable scorer from the jump. Aneesah Morrow is about a bucket. She's been able to get buckets wherever she's gone. She's played bigger than 6'1" wherever she's been. And they need some more firepower at that 4 spot. Not sure what the plan is for Dantas. Not sure what the plan is for Vivian Saxton. Maybe they bring Aneesah Morrow in to add a little bit more firepower to that scoring, man. Someone that could play with Caitlin Clark, that could run the open floor, get down the floor, beat other bigs. She's really athletic. Like I said, she plays bigger than 6'1". She'd be really good on the break. She can guard 3s. She can guard 4s as well. But what will her position be? That is the biggest knock on Aneesah Morrow. But you look at Alyssa Smith, and I'll say this. Aneesah Morrow is more skilled. I think she's got more upside offensively. She's already a better rebounder, in my opinion, a better defender. They need to move on from Alyssa Smith, man. And it seemed like she had half a foot out the door all of last season. They need somebody that's going to come in and really compete. Stephanie White is going to demand excellence. She's going to demand courage. She's going to demand high energy. Alyssa Smith is not a Stephanie White type of player. Alyssa Smith played a lot of lazy basketball last year. Aneesah Morrow does not play meaningless basketball. She doesn't play lazy basketball. I think she's a perfect type of player. You go from Kim Mulkey to a Stephanie White. I think that'd be a good transition. Aneesah Morrow's used to being coached hard. She's used to playing physical. And I think she's going to be a good WNBA player. She's got a lot of upside, but there is still a lot of work to do for her as well, I would have to say. The Seattle Storm, who are in a storm right now with all these bullying allegations. They done threw Jewel Lloyd under the bus. Nike Guamake is telling it all. There's a whole lot going on with the Storm. They didn't find minutes for their first round pick, Nika Mule. She was battling immigration all year. So maybe they just need a steady veteran presence, a calming presence like a Te-Hina Paopao, one of the best shooters in the entire country, showing that she can be a true point guard or play the 2. They need a calming presence in that locker room. They need someone to bring some positive vibes. They need a steady presence that's a no-nonsense, no-drama type of player that's going to come in ready to contribute. They need some extra shooting. They need another three-point shooter to take some pressure off Scott Diggs and Jewel Lloyd and Gabby Williams. You bring in Te-Hina Paopao, who's a vet. She's played a lot of college basketball. She's mature. And she'll come in and be able to make shots from day one. So I think this will be a home run hit But the Seattle Storm haven't done a great job of developing their young talent so far with this new regime. They need role players. They need bench scoring. I think Paopao would be a good player to just calm the storm. No pun intended. Michael says Fever ain't taking Aneesah Morrow. Unk says Fever might take Paopao. RC, I don't like Aneesah Morrow. Y'all got mixed feelings on Aneesah Morrow right now. There's definitely some mixed feelings on Aneesah Morrow right now. I see there's definitely some mixed feelings about Aneesah Morrow right now. I mean, she doesn't really have a position yet. If they get Satu, they won't draft her for it. But it's looking like Sabali is going to be staying around in Dallas. It's looking like Sabali to the Indiana Fever is all but not a done deal. It definitely doesn't seem likely at this point. RC says they draft Morrow. I'm crying. Yeah, and I mean Nika Mule definitely man, I hate that she got injured in her first game overseas. But they never found a spot for Nika Mule to play last season. Would Te-Hina Paopao at 5'9" be the player they need to run that second unit, to come in and make shots early? I mean, I honestly think Nika Mule is a better player than Te-Hina Paopao probably, as a pro long term. So if she couldn't really crack that rotation, I don't know if Paopao will, but if you can shoot and you can play defense, you will find minutes. They desperately need some backcourt help for their two guards. They need a calming presence because they're going through it right now with this investigation, these bullying allegations. It's not looking good for the Storm right now. Yep, Alyssa Peely. Hey, man, I loved her at Utah. Went to the Minnesota Lynx and just couldn't really crack that rotation either. She had some good games, though, in limited time. Brandon, tell me, bro, who can stop South Carolina? Hey, man, it's going to have to be UConn. It's going to have to be USC. It's going to have to be Notre Dame. I don't know, man. South Carolina is on a mission. They are built different. And they're still not even playing their best basketball right now, which is scary. Now, this is from the Marina Mabry trade. Some feel like the Sky may, if they do go big with their first pick, they'll get to keep it because the Dallas Wings got the first pick. So, Chicago keeping both picks. If they do go big with their first pick, they could go Rori Harmon and still get their point guard at 10. And Rori Harmon is definitely one of the best guards in the league, coming off strong off that ACL. She's definitely still getting back into the flow of things. But when you talk about somebody that can control the tempo, be a lead guard that's tough as hell, that can shoot the basketball, that can get to the basket, that will guard. She was leading the nation in steals for the majority of the year before she got hurt last year. Between her and Hannah Hidalgo, they were leading the nation in steals. This would be a great pick. Rori Harmon, like this point guard class, I think is better than people like to think. If they do go Azzi Fudd with their first pick, with that third pick, they still potentially get Rori Harmon at 10, and that's two very valuable backcourt pieces. You're adding shooting, you're adding playmaking, you're adding defense, you're adding experience from two vets that have played a lot of meaningful games at the college level. You're bolstering that backcourt, and you're giving Kennedy Carter some much needed support, man, because Sky was shaky without Angel, Camilla, and Kennedy in that lineup. They were very shaky. I like Isabel Harrison. I think she's super talented and will be there for the long haul. But Rori Harmon, not a bad pick that late in the draft. She was in that Player of the Year conversation last year. She's tough. She plays defense. She can move the basketball. She can run the fast break. She can be a really good pick and roll player with Angel. I think she has a game that will complement the Sky's bigs, make things life easier for Camilla. We've seen when Camilla and Angel have a good point guard, how they can impact games. You gotta have a good guard to get these bigs the ball, though. They gotta feed the post a lot more. If they're gonna build this franchise around their twin towers and Camilla and Angel, they definitely got to get a point guard that can run the show, initiate offense, and because that's what they were missing last year. Marina Mabrey was leading this team in assists, and they got rid of her, and they did not get any better after the Marina Mabrey trade. It's still too early to tell who won that trade. It seemed like in year one the Connecticut Sun did, but we got to see what the Chicago's got to do with this draft pick to really figure out who won this trade between these two teams. But I love Rori Harmon in Chicago. If you can get your point guard at 10, that would be major for them. 11, the Minnesota Lynx, Janiah Barker. Did her thing at Texas A&M for several years, was a five-star recruit, McDonald's All-American. Super skilled, still super raw, but at 6'4", being able to guard pretty much all five positions. She's a perfect Minnesota Lynx player. Her offense is definitely still coming along. Hey, man, Grace Berger about to be a Valkyrie. Grace Berger about to be playing for the Valkyries, low key. But I think that would be a great pickup. Janiah Barker, super long, super athletic, great defensively. It's gonna be a big addition to UCLA this year. I just like her versatility, man. I love that her approach to the game. She's a stat sheet stuffer. She moves extremely well for her size. She's long, guards multiple positions. Oh yeah, hey, RC, you already know I'm on the Unrivaled games. You already know I got y'all locked in for college, Unrivaled, and everything sports. You already know I'm with you. I'm with you there. Now I really think Janiah Barker's best basketball is ahead of her though. I absolutely think she is a potential game changer. Defensively, the offense is still coming along, and that's quite all right. That is quite all right. The offense is still coming along. There's a lot of untapped potential that Janiah Barker has. But I think she's going to be a really good player just because she can defend. She's athletic. She can get it off the dribble. The offense is definitely still coming along, man. Just reading kind of the breakdown. Um, they say the Lynx could use some more help inside for Nafisa Collier and Alana Smith. Like UCLA teammate Betts, Barker is just a junior but turns 22 next year and could be in demand as a powerful post player. After 2 years at Texas A&M, we mentioned she transferred to UCLA, and she's going to be a very big, important part to that front court that UCLA has. They got some massive size. I want to see how much her offense develops this year, though. She's got a year to kind of pull it together and then decide if she wants to go pro or not. Defensively, she's ready. She's an impact player. She's very strong. Great post player so far, like finishing around the rim. She needs a go-to move, but she's super athletic, man. I think she has a lot of untapped potential. They just got to work on the intangibles for her. She will be just fine. We know the Minnesota Lynx, Nafisa Collier, Alana Smith, two of the best bigs in the entire league. Nafisa Collier plays great defense. They could use another body to come in there and block shots, take some pressure off them. Nafisa Collier also the number one scoring option as well. Grace Berger and Victoria Saxon belong in the league. Just give them a chance to show it. Yes, if the Fever ain't gonna let them show it, let the Valkyries let them show it. Man, you know how many players just need they one shot? Yeah, one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. Yeah, I hate that Kiki Rice, man. I hate that she's out right now because she's the key to that offense, that ignition to make it go. I thought she was gonna take that next level, that next step this year. After sophomore year was good, I thought she was gonna take that next level to elite. And yeah, it's a shame. Deasia Fair is another player that absolutely belongs in the league. And to be honest with y'all, how Kate Martin fell off and how they took her minutes away, they should have kept Deasia Fair as well. I'm just saying. But Minnesota Lynx, the rich get richer, the defense improves. They were robbed of a WNBA championship, in my opinion, this year. And they will come back with a vengeance. But Janiah Barker would be a great addition. Um, Rounding out the lottery, Sonya Citron to the Mercury, possibly the air replacement next to Kalia Copper. We don't know what Diana Taurasi's gonna do yet. Sonya Citron has proven that she can play either guard position. She's a lights out shooter. She can defend. She's a big guard. She makes big shots. She can get it off the dribble. She makes contested shots. She gets everywhere she wants on the court. Notre Dame is my dark horse to win the national championship. Her, Olivia Miles, Hannah Hidalgo might be the best backcourt in the entire country. I'm super excited to see her pro career. She would be a big addition to the Phoenix Mercury, man. Natasha Cloud still with that group as well. That would be a really good backcourt addition for them. Oh gosh, not the Cowboys. Oh my goodness. Oh, RC, I'm gonna stall you out. I'm gonna stall you out on that one. I'm gonna stall you out. I'll give you a quick score update. Let me see what they got going. And I'm hyped. My fantasy team won. So the battle for Texas, the Texans are up 14-7 over the Cowboys, RC. Y'all losing the battle for Texas right now. I heard some people tell me Dallas should pass on Paige Bueckers and draft Kiki or Iriafen. I don't think you can. You gotta take the best player available. Yeah, I agree. And they need a point guard. They absolutely need a point guard for sure, without a doubt. They need a point guard. They got rid of Odyssey Sims. JC Sheldon is not the answer at point guard. Like she's an off ball. Enrique takes way too many shots to be the initiator, the primary playmaker. I think Paige just makes the most sense for Dallas. You already have two really good bigs. You got another young big coming out. I think Paige just makes too much sense. Yeah, it's not 34-7 yet. And Cooper we trust. And Cooper Rush we trust. Oh Lord. Oh Lord, y'all. Not in Cooper Rush we trust. But yeah, that was just a breakdown, man. Honestly, I just wanted to go through the most recent lotteries that ESPN put out. It's an interesting, none of these are set in stone. I could definitely see some of these picks not going the way that we think they will. There's a lot of talent. Some of this draft is definitely, it's not the same star power at the top that we saw in this year's WNBA draft, but there's going to be a lot of quality players that are going to be good pros. I'm going to tell you that right now. There's going to be a lot of good quality players that are going to be good pros. Don't sleep on this class. Do not sleep on this class. But y'all, give me your final takeaways before we get out of here. I had to go live. I owed y'all that. Give me your final takeaways, predictions, how we feeling about the draft. Did the WNBA fumble? Should Paige be in LA? Holler at me in the comments. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, comment, like, share, all that good stuff to stay up with all the latest and the greatest with the Live with Brandon Blakey podcast. Follow us on all social media at Brandon Lee TV. I feel like I still got the best chat in the game. Y'all really be holding it down. I really appreciate y'all. Lucy Olson, Haley Van Lith playing her way up some drafts. Lucy Olson, you still got Raven Johnson potentially. If Ashlyn Watkins comes out. But yeah, I like Lucy Olson. She's playing great basketball. She's definitely playing great basketball. She jacking. She got that green light, RC. But welcome in El Professor. She definitely got that green light. Yeah, Olivia Miles would fit the sky so well, man. Olivia Miles would fit the sky so well. Hey, Saheed, salute. Much love, much love. Y'all know we building it brick by brick. We just getting it started. Yeah, Lucy Olson still got something to prove. I think a strong NCAA tournament run would definitely benefit Lucy Olson's draft stock. Yo, Haley Van Lith out there shooting about 24 times a game, man. She letting that thing fly. She had the double-double last night, though. She had the 10 assists, too. Yup. See, yup. I'm right there with you. Yup. She had the double-double. She had the double-double. Yeah, she's playing good basketball. This was like a last chance you type of situation for her, and she's making the most of it. I think a change of scenery out of LSU was much needed, and she's playing great basketball. Yeah, Addie Deal, she is that deal. Yeah, y'all got a nice class coming in next year. UCLA's got a deep roster. Do they have the coach to get it done? We got to see. Do they have the coach to get it done? Does UCLA have the coach to get it done? They do got a deep roster. They need Kiki Iriafen healthy. I love that they added Tamia Gardner. They really bolstered that front court with Barker and Gardner, man. They did their thing in the transfer portal. Haley Van Enrique is crazy. That is hilarious. She definitely getting her ish off, though. She getting them shots off. She is definitely getting them shots off. She getting all the looks she want. Haley Van Lip is getting all the looks. And I think she's up in her draft stock, man. She's up in her draft stock. Yeah, I would agree. I would say Tamia Gardner better than Janiah right now. I definitely would agree with that. Gardner's super skilled, man. Big, physical, and skilled. Yes, they definitely need Kiki. They need Kiki Rice back though. One of the best guards in the league that's definitely coming into her own. Definitely coming into her own. Guys, if this is your first time, make sure to hit that subscribe button, comment, like, share, all that good stuff to stay up with all the latest and the greatest with the Live with Brandon Blakely podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakely, aka Brandon Lee TV, keeping y'all up to date with everything that you need to know. And make sure to follow us on social media at Brandon Lee TV as well. Tamia is the female cat. I like that comparison. I like that comparison. Yeah, she's super talented. She's super talented. And y'all know I got y'all locked in on all the college content. Yeah, UCLA got South Carolina. South Carolina got UCLA. They got some Bruins on the menu. Some Bruins brewing. Yeah, it's some Bruins brewing. Last two getting picked from a rival. Who will it be? Who will it be? Keep your eyes open. Are they going to take Caitlin from the golf course? Keep your eyes open. So he say UCLA gonna smoke and see? Y'all, we might have to do a live watch for that one. We might have to do a watch party for that one. Because that's gonna be big. We're gonna have to do a watch party for that one. Lindy, welcome in, welcome in. I just don't think the league would benefit Caitlin Clark. I made a video about it. I know I've talked about it, but I just don't think it would benefit her playing in the right. Man, Don Staley got a juggernaut. I'm just saying. Don Staley got a whole juggernaut over there. Okay, respect. We will definitely, when these bigger games start happening, these mega matchups, I absolutely will start going live during the game. We'll do some watch parties. I got y'all. I got y'all. Yeah, Lexi Hall about to be out there hooping. Her and Kate Martin. Yeah, I'm excited for them. And they finna get paid. And they can stay in the States. Guys, that is a wrap from us, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Continue to support, show love. None of this is possible without you great people. Much love to y'all, man. The best chat on YouTube, period. Go debate with, tell them go debate with their mamas. that is a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, I am Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. This has been Live with Brandon Blakeney. Until next time, we out.